Once upon a time, in a dusty ancient Chinese village during the Ming Dynasty, there lived a boy named Ma Liang who loved drawing more than anything. Every single day, 10-year-old orphan Ma Liang would go to the temple wall and draw with charcoal. He dreamed that the bird he drew could fly in the sky, and that he could eat sweet apples from the trees he drew. Ma Liang lived a very poor life. He wore old patched clothes and couldn't even afford to buy a real paintbrush. Being an orphan who had never seen his parents, he drew them on the wall one day and suddenly started crying sadly, hoping to see them in his dreams. Every night, he would look up at the sky and pray sincerely, hoping that one day he could own a real paintbrush. One day, his good friend Xiao Hu came running toward him, carrying many strings of tanhulo on his shoulder. Xiao Hu had a bright smile on his face, his little ponytail bouncing as he ran. He was carrying many strings of bright red candied hawthorn that glistened in the sunlight. His little sister Hua ran after him, staring at the tanhulo with big longing eyes. Xiao Hu sighed and said, "Today I didn't sell any again. I'm gonna get scolded by the boss again." But he still happily shared one string of tanhulo with his sister. The villagers worked very hard every day in the rice fields, but most of the harvest had to be given to the landlord and officials as taxes. They barely had enough to eat or wear. Ma Liang felt very sad watching the villagers struggle. He prayed in his heart that everyone's life could become better. One quiet night, the village was bathed in bright moonlight. Suddenly, a white-bearded immortal appeared. The immortal spoke kindly to Ma Liang and said, "Child, your pure heart has moved me." The immortal continued, "Whatever you think of, if you draw it with this magic brush and wave it once, it will come true." The immortal then handed a glowing magic brush to Ma Liang. Ma Liang held the magic brush for the first time. His eyes were filled with surprise and deep emotion. He carefully drew a white sheep on the stone wall. To his amazement, the sheep jumped out of the wall and became a real living sheep. Ma Liang then drew a big pot of steaming hot rice. The rice and all the dishes magically turned into real food. The villagers happily gathered around and began to eat. Ma Liang drew many baskets of fresh, juicy fruit. He kindly gave the fruit to all his neighbors. One day, neighbor Da Zhuang's ox suddenly died. Da Zhuang cried loudly in Xiaorou. Da Zhuang's family worried how they would plow the fields without an ox to help them. Ma Liang drew a strong and healthy ox for them. He also drew a sturdy plow to make their work easier. Ma Liang finally realized that the real power of the magic brush came from a kind heart. Xiao Hu and Hua happily stand beside Ma Liang. Suddenly, a greedy official appeared and roughly grabbed Hua. The official threatened Ma Liang, saying if he didn't draw a mountain of gold, he would never release Hua. Ma Liang had no choice but to draw a mountain of gold on the distant coast. The official then demanded that Ma Liang draw a large ship for him. The official and his men boarded the ship proudly. Ma Liang drew a violent storm with strong wind and heavy rain. The official's ship was swallowed by huge, raging waves. The official and his men swam back to shore in complete panic. They knelt before Ma Liang and begged desperately for his forgiveness. Ma Liang picked up the magic brush and erased the mountain of gold and the ship completely. Ma Liang then returned the magic brush to the immortal. Ma Liang smiled gently and said, "We already have the most precious thing. We don't need the magic brush." The immortal smiled, nodded with approval, and slowly disappeared into the moonlight. Ma Liang finally understood that the real magic is kindness, courage, and friendship.